peace to the legend. But we can get into our first topic of the night. Edge's last match, which happened on SmackDown against Sheamus, a very hard-hitting affair in Toronto, his hometown, his family out there in the front row. Very entertaining match, and even at nearly, 50? He's 49, nearly 50, to still be going, being in great shape like that, and have that match with Sheamus at that point in time. And it's just like, I love the match. I love the energy of what it was, and Sheamus is still showing that he's able to go as well. What do you guys think about this match here? Potentially Edge's last match.
All right, lose. You can go since you just watched it, so it's fresh in your mind.
No, definitely a great match. I've been saying this since Edge came back. Edge looks great for his age, probably more shredded than he did early on in his career. He's given us so much. The fact that he came back after, was it 7 or 9 years?
I think it was 9.
9? Yeah, I believe it's 9.
2011.
Yeah.
2011. Yeah. Came back in the 2020. Yeah, so that's 9.
Yeah. And, his return at that Rumble, I'm pretty sure you guys saw it too. I went nuts during that return.
It was unexpected.
Like the best.
Everyone was hyped, like, yo, like, it's Edge. Like,
and this is why the Rumble is so great, and it should be made a surprise and not predictable, or set out.
Edge here? Can we focus on Edge here? Without
I'm just making a point. You see how great of a moment. You see how great of a moment that is.
Yeah, it's a great.
Let's keep it that way. Anywho, match was great. I did love the whole bringing in Sheamus and just hearing all that backstory of how he's the reason why Edge was even able to come back. Mm-hmm. And honestly, Sheamus is definitely one of my. I feel like he's somebody that doesn't get enough credit. If you think of all the titles he's held and the career he's had, and for him to be, I think, giving somebody, it was, I don't know if it was officially announced that it was his last match, or did they? I don't know if WWE actually put it out that it was his last match. I think they just said 25 years of Edge, right?
Yeah, I was actually going to get into that. I actually was going to ask Daniel at the bottom of the screen. It says Edge's last match. I actually think you should put a question mark on it right now, because we actually don't know what's up.
Exactly. I think it was meant to be like 25 years of Edge. I don't know if we're doing this now, but for me, there's a lot of great Edge matches. Obviously, the TLC ladder matches, with the Dudleys and the Hardys. Mm-hmm. Are we doing favorite positions like next, or are we doing that now as well?
Say that again.
Are we doing our favorite Edge match now or later on?
It's all,
okay.
It's all cool.
Yeah, those are definitely one of my favorites. I still love the match with him and Mick Foley. I think that one at was it WrestleMania, I believe?
Yeah, it was WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania.
You talking
about where he sets the table on fire and everything?
Yeah, 22.
Yeah.
22.
That's that storyline was definitely one of my favorites, and that was a fucking spectacle. But yeah, I'm definitely always been an Edge guy. I really, like I said, I don't know if this was his last match or if he's actually done, but I definitely would have wanted him to get another championship run, which I feel they had the opportunity and didn't make it a thing, but I digress. Still a great send-off if it is his last match in WWE. Obviously, hometown. At least he got a hometown win, unlike other times when people go to their hometowns.
I thought you lose on your way out.
I mean, Kurt Angle. Didn't Kurt Angle lose his last match? Oh, no, he won. No, he lost.
He lost.
Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
I will never understand it.
Let's not get into that.
I know. Exactly. And I think this is what a send-off should definitely be. And that was great. So I really hope it's not the end of Edge. I really hope if it's him done in WWE. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it's dumb for WWE to let him go. but maybe it's just not in the plans. But if he does go somewhere else, obviously there's people that he's been working with, like Christian and stuff, that they can do some great stuff, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, as far as Edge goes, I really do hope that this isn't the end, because, like Lewis said, I mean, he looks great. He looks phenomenal. Looks 10 times better than he was even in his prime. I mean, you mentioned the Royal Rumble comeback. I think the one thing about that comeback that people don't think about is that, like, that Royal Rumble was like their last live event until because then COVID hit like that, I think, like the next month.
Yeah.
So honestly, that actually made that Royal Rumble more special, that we got to see Edge in front of a live audience for the first time in 9 years, and then we didn't have a live audience for another 2 years or year and a half. But as far as Edge goes, the match with Sheamus, I actually didn't even know that they had a backstory of that nature. I know Sheamus's Celtic Warrior workouts. I do watch that a lot on YouTube. I didn't even know that initially that's kind of what kickstarted Edge into getting into the feeling of, like, I can do this again, and working with Sheamus. But I feel as though that even though the match was in Toronto and he won, I still feel as though that there still could have been more to tell, which is why I don't think he's necessarily done. I think they'll work it out. I mean, they say his deal is up in, like, mid-September or so, and that they tried to re-sign. I guess they tried to re-sign him for less. That's what the report says. We don't know. But Edge is WWE. That's why I don't think that these rumors about him possibly going to AEW are true, because think about it, if he goes to AEW, he can't be Edge. They trademark that character. I mean, he would have to be like what, Edge something, or
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole. Yeah, how many Adams are there in AEW though? It's Adam Cole.
Yeah, Big Show's not Big Show in AEW.
Yeah, exactly. To Lewis's point. So from that standpoint, I don't think it'll happen, but I would love to see it, because I still think we do need to see him and Christian one more time. I think that's the one travesty that WWE provided us with. They never gave us, like, that true Edge and Christian, like, feud as like a top story. Like, I never understood why they never wanted to do it. I never understood what their whole gripe with Christian was. But that's
him and his peeps.
Yeah, because if you think about it, it's similar to how Owen Hart is being honored in AEW right now. You like to see it, but if WWE was doing it, it would be like 10 times better, because they have all of his footage, they have everything.
Thinking that can never happen.
No, it can never happen. It'll never happen. But it's one of those things where it's like with Edge and Christian, it's like you love to see them back together, but it would be 10 times better in WWE where it all started.
Yeah.
So from that standpoint,
let me just say this: like, if this is the end of WWE for now, whatever the case may be, Tony Khan's already backing up the Brinks truck. He's already backing up the Brinks truck, man.
Apparently, in 2019, when AEW started, he gave y'all a deal.
If WWE lowballed him, Tony Khan is backing up the Brinks truck. Like, how much money do you want for, like, a 3-month run or whatever the case may be? Because that's a big money and a big grab. Like, Edge is a Hall of Famer. Like, that's different than a John Moxley who was trying to build himself up. Miro, all these other people that went to went to AEW from WWE. Like, Edge is certified. Like, he's legit. Like, so if there was ever a grab that Tony Khan needed to get, it would be Edge, right? Like, I would love to see Edge and Christian together, because especially the work that Christian's doing in AEW, he looks good. He's being an asshole over there, and especially we saw that in WWE, but he's doing it in AEW where he's a little bit more, he's able to let loose a little bit. So to have those guys there with their shenanigans in AEW, and it would definitely be a comedy act for sure, and be intense and funny. And these guys are older, but they're in great shape and still able to go. So it'll be nice to see them get back together. As Brian said, in WWE would mean a little bit more to me, just because the significance of that. Like,